link building ideas. Now, this is a heavy topic because I put together a massive list of over 100 link building ideas. Because there's so much to discuss, this topic is going to be divided into more than one video, with each being less than 20 minutes, just so that the information is easier to retain and it's not just one really long video. For a lot of these ideas, the method on how to actually go about doing them is pretty self-explanatory, and you'll realize that when I discuss them. But for the ones that are more complicated, there are individual tutorial videos for them, and they're the videos after this video in case you're wondering. So the future lessons. A written explanation of all of them is available in the Digiologist Digital Marketing Handbook, and the list of all of them, with just the idea names, is available down below as well. So let's start off with the list of ideas. Number 1, here we have guest posting. Guest posting involves writing articles for other blogs in your industry with a link back to your site. This allows those other sites to get good content and for you to get a link to your site and incoming traffic from the site. So it's a win-win situation for both parties. Guest posting is a very common link building technique. Some say it's dead and some say it's spammy and it's not safe, but if done right, it can add a lot of value. What you need to keep in mind while guest posting is to post on high quality sites that are not spammy and that are relevant to your industry. Relevancy is the key factor here. You don't want to guest post just for the sake of getting a link. Make value your top priority. Guest post on sites that are relevant to your industry, that is, sites that send relevant traffic to your site that can possibly lead to sales. Reverse guest posting involves inviting guest bloggers to blog on your site instead of you blogging on their site. And this works as a link building technique because the guest bloggers that blog on your site will almost always share a link to the article on their blog as well because it's their article. University and college students have access to the institution's blog portal, and you can hire them to do an article on your business or drop a link in a relevant article that's already been written. Now, keep in mind that this is a paid link strategy, and Google's guidelines strictly say that paying for links is not allowed, so do this with care. Don't overdo it because, like I said, it's not allowed. But that doesn't mean that you can't do it. It's definitely not illegal or anything, but do it with care. Unlinked brand mentions. There are many times when site owners talk about your brand, but they don't link back. They'll mention your brand in one of their articles, but they won't link to you. These are called unlinked brand mentions. The fact that they mention your business is great, but it's not enough to send over traffic because there's no link. A link back is required for traffic purposes and, of course, also for backlinking purposes. So getting sites with unlinked brand mentions to you to link back is an easy link building method because those sites are already talking about you. And since they're already talking about you, they don't mind linking back since, most of the work is already done and they already know about you. Along with finding brand mentions, it's also important to find URL mentions. That is when sites drop your site URL into their article instead of your brand name. Although this is less common, it's still important to go after. And keep in mind that the URLs being referred to here are the ones that don't result in hyperlinks due to maybe I'm missing HTTP or something like that. So we're talking about the URLs that don't result in an actual link. Misspelled mentions. If there are more than a few ways to type your company name or even a few possible spelling mistakes, insert them into softwares to find unlinked mentions with the wrong company name. Although you might not find something, it's still worth a try, and it hardly takes any time. This should also be done for company name variations and short forms and also previous names in case you recently changed your name. Competitor brand mentions. You can't get a link for your competitors' brand mentions, but you can track your competitors' brand mentions to see where they're being linked from. Check out the sites where they're getting mentioned and try getting a link for yourself from there too. Create an alert for popular industry term mentions so you know which sites are talking about specific topics in your industry. It's a better idea to track very particular terms in this case. So particular terms that are details just so that you're not bombarded with alerts. Tracking such terms will bring up prospects of sites, mentioning them, and possible sites and pages you can get a link from by contributing in some or the other way. Resources are basically pages that are lists of links. They're all over the web and they exist practically for every industry. You can find them by inserting your keyword into search strings, a list of which you'll find in one of the upcoming lessons. You can use tools to get access to the entire backlink profile of your competitors. And after getting a list of the backlinks, sort them according to quality and see which one of the sites you can get a link from for yourself as well. Ranking pages backlink analysis. From an SEO perspective, all sites ranking above you in the search engines for your preferred keywords are competitors. Most businesses think of their competitors as the ones getting more business. And this is mostly in the offline sense. But from an SEO perspective, any site that ranks above you for a preferred keyword is your competitor. So take the exact pages that rank above you and get the backlinks pointing to those pages. Don't take the entire domain, but the actual entire link that's ranking, the actual entire page that's ranking, and see their backlinks and see which of those backlinks are sites that you can get a link on for yourself as well. Broken link building. There are many sites out there linking out to broken pages that are either just sites that were shut down or pages that just don't exist anymore. You can find these pages at scale for sites in your industry and inform the webmasters and request your link to be replaced instead of them. Blog badges. Create a blog badge and inform your readers. Your most loyal readers will share it on their site and it will automatically link back to you. Libraries usually have a link page on their site to act as a resource for the general public as a compilation of professionals from different industries. Check out your local library's website and see if you can get listed on it. Q&A sites. These links aren't the highest quality for backlink purposes, but they can be huge for increasing incoming traffic. Q&A sites like Yahoo Answers, Quora, etc. get a large number of hits per month, so build a presence there. Find questions that other people have asked that are related to your industry and answer them. You can answer the question and help someone, and by doing this, you end up being perceived as the expert and you also get a link back to your site. If you provide value to others through helpful answers, they will make their way to your site and your traffic. And not only will the person who asked the question make their way to your site, but also the people reading the question and the answers that you provided. And hopefully this leads to sales. A sneaky little trick here is to post the question yourself and answer it yourself, but use different accounts for this so it looks natural, of course. A lot of times what happens is the questions start ranking in search engine results because a lot of times when people conduct searches on Google, they actually conduct the search in a question form. And when they do that, a lot of the question and answer site threads pop up. So even if you make the thread up yourself, it is still going to be valuable to the others reading it as they're searching for an answer for that particular question. Get your own Wikipedia page. If you've built enough authority, get yourself a Wikipedia page. Just have someone else write it for you so it looks natural and is unbiased. Interlinking is not off-site. Links coming from interlinking are not exactly inbound links, since they're links on your site pointing to other pages on your site. They're basically links from your site to your site, but they can still add a lot of value and help in ranking. Since the links are coming from your site, you have the authority to choose their location and anchor text, so take full advantage of that. You can link from your highest ranking and most visited pages to pages you want to boost, or the other way around, and point links to your most important pages. Link roundups. Link roundups are compilations of great links on a certain topic you can put together on your blog. These can be lists of great articles that recently came up in your industry or links to niche influencer sites. After you're done publishing your roundup, contact the people linked to in it and let them know. They will appreciate the mention and most likely will either link back to your roundup article or at least socially share it, if not giving a link. Forum link building is similar to Q&A sites. Forums are like online groups. They're created for a specific industry where people can post threads to ask questions, ask for opinions, or simply just discuss a particular topic. You can become a member of a few of the main forums for your industry and join them, participate in the conversations taking place. The links that you get from forum threads are similarly to Q&A sites are not the highest quality. And the reason for that is because they're so easy to get. And this is also a general rule when it comes to link building. The easier the link is to get, the less the value is. If anyone can get it, it's not that valuable. But forum link building and Q&A link building is still extremely valuable when it comes to traffic. The links that you get may not be the best, but the incoming traffic is always pretty high. Blog commenting. This is something a lot of people do naturally. We all read many blog posts a day to do our share of industry reading. So why not leave a comment after reading while you're still on the page? Try not to leave spammy links in every comment though. Don't always leave your link in every single one of the comments. Even if you don't leave your link in the comments, you'll still end up getting a link. And how that happens is most commenting systems, such as, let's say, Disqus, for example, they let users create profiles. And in that profile, you can add a link back to your site. So you end up getting a link in through every single comment that you post. And don't do this just for the sake of link building. Provide a valuable point not discussed in the article, or just give your opinion so it stands out and gets noticed. And you can even probably get a lot of replies to your comments. So that's always good. And usually blog commenting is often overlooked, but give it a try. Getting trackbacks. When you link to other bloggers from your blog articles and source them as relevant blog posts or reference, you can fill their link in the trackback section. This then leaves a trackback, which is also called a pingback, on the other blogger's articles in the comment section as a link and short summary to your article. Now, keep in mind that these may not always appear instantly, as some bloggers unfortunately like to manually approve them. But either way, they're great for relationship building. It's sort of like giving a shout out to another blogger. If you have an open position, post it as a job posting. Many times business owners rely on filling positions through referrals and don't post their job openings online. However, it's a good idea to take advantage of the opening and post it on high traffic job sites like Monster, Workopolis, etc. You get a link and you also get more applicants that way. You can also get links from online classified sites such as Craigslist and Kijiji. If you're from a larger, more well-known company, you may not want to do this, and of course, because you want to keep your brand image. But if you're just starting out and you like the sound of the idea, then go for it. You can also add a snippet feature to your content. Uploading your content online is going to attract a lot of people, and people are going to steal your content no matter what. And that's really unfortunate, but it's going to happen. People will come onto your site, they will right-click, save, and republish it somewhere else. A trick to get a link while they do that, is adding snippets to your content. So what happens is when they come onto your site and they right-click and they save as, along with copying the entire text, they also automatically copy a link back to your content. And that link back is not visible on your page. It's sort of there at the back end. But when they copy the entire content, or even if they just copy a portion of the content, they end up copying the link as well. So that way, no matter where they post it, that link goes with them as well. Now, of course, they could always end up removing the link, but at least when they're copying your content, they see that the link is there. So it reminds them that they should give you credit. So it just higher the chances of them crediting you as a source and linking back to you. Blog rolls. Blog rolls are lists of blog owners' favorite blogs. It's a way of listing out all of the blogs that they read and recommend to the readers. And while it may be tough to get on someone else's blog roll without knowing them at first, it's a good idea to build a relationship and introduce them to your blog so they can see the value in adding it to their blog roll. Sites become expired and shut down all the time. You can take advantage of that and either purchase those domains and redirect them to your site, or simply check their backlinks and request those sites linking to them to link to you instead. Now, this only works and is worth doing if the expired sites are in the same industry as you, of course. It can work with sites in adjacent industries as well. These links are easy to get because the site owners you inform the site owners that they're linking to an expired domain. So obviously they're interested in removing the link immediately. And you can let them know that instead of removing the link, they can just replace the link to the expired domain with your link instead. If your site is relevant, if your site is similar to the expired site. And the site owners are open to replacing the link with your link in exchange for the help that you've provided them. Find pages or sites that used to offer a service but they no longer do, and have their backlinks pointed to your site instead. Businesses get shut down all the time, or they have some of their products or services removed all the time. If you find out about something shut down in your industry and the particular page or site that used to represent it has a good number of backlinks, Inform the site owners linking to them that they're linking to a removed product or service, and have them replace that link to the site with the removed product and to your page with the existing product. Of course, the products have to be similar in this case. Blogspot is a blogging platform providing free hosting. It uses a .blogspot domain that looks something like www.example.blogspot.com. The great thing about Blogspot is that when a user shuts their Blogspot address is still available for anyone to register, and it's free. So you can take advantage of that by registering shut down Blogspot blog addresses that had some good backlinks and use them for yourself, and link to your site from that new Blogspot blog that you've registered in your name so that you can take advantage of all the backlinks. Sometimes businesses close or move to other sites, leaving their old site behind and expired. You can register any such sites from your industry that have a good backlink profile and use them to your advantage. You can either use those domains for building a site and linking to yourself from it, or simply redirecting it to a relevant page on your site. Link poaching involves having your competitors' backlinks replaced to links pointing to your site instead. Now, it's sneaky and honestly, it's even a little mean, but if you can provide sites that are linking to your competitor sites with better content to link to on your site instead and replace the links, just think of it as more value added to those sites for those readers. Be careful about this though, because you may not want to have all of your competitors' links replaced and start a war.